This show is presented by the 323 Network. You can watch all your favorite 323 friends and shows on the 323 Network YouTube channel, follow us on all social media platforms at 323Reid, and support us as we continue to grow at patreon.com/323Reid. That's 323 REID. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 323. I am your host, Reid Murphy. We are back in the beautiful Walter E. Washington Convention Center in Washington, D.C. at AwesomeCon. Awesome. It's awesome.
Awesome.
We're pros. Yeah, it is awesome.
Is this backwards?
Yeah, hey, yeah. I'm your host, Reid Murphy. This is the host of the 323 College Shame Day, Scott Ellia, and this is the host of Animation Deliberation. Ooh. Touch fingers.
We can do it in real life now.
Zuhair Ali is over here. All in person. Again, we love to do this every year and just recap everything that's been going on. We have a shit ton of cosplayers that are coming out of a competition right
Yeah, I'm
now.
not getting used to this because the last couple of years with this, like this whole floor has always been like sequestered off and like there's no one ever up here. And yeah, there's currently hundreds of cosplayers pouring out of Ballroom B. And it looks like they're all leaving. It looks like they're all heading out.
Right.
Oh, it's about to be really crowded downstairs.
Oh, it's going to be really crowded. So,
Deodorant, get your deodorant.
if we sound loud, we're going to be talking at a higher volume, but the people can deal with us. They've been dealing with us all weekend. We played the 323's Geeky Family Feud for the third year in a row here. Biggest room that we've had.
Another good turnout.
Another good turnout. Awesome people, awesome players. Shout out to Jaden and Jackie, who were the winners of the thing. Fanfare. They were awesome to play with. They played with Zuhair Ali there in Fast Money. They didn't quite get the 60 points, but you know, it happens.
But something we did learn is that Click is the only Adam
Fuck
Sandler
Adam
movie
Sandler.
worth remembering, apparently.
Nobody knows anything but Click. What was the number one answer? I think it was Happy Gilmore or the Waterboy.
Waterboy,
was
yeah.
number one. Yeah. Just, you know, we're a sports show. Did we name any of the sports ones? No. But, you know, we're at AwesomeCon. When in Rome.
Living in a cave.
Yeah. So overall, how has the experience been for you guys? This is the third year we've gotten to do it together. Bigger crew than ever, actually, with Travis Byram joining the affairs. So yeah, Zoo, how did you feel with the whole?
Yeah, it's been
everything?
fun. It's like the last couple of years, obviously, there's the excitement of, oh, we're here and oh my God, we're doing this again. So it's like we're trying to squeeze in time for the con and we're trying to get set up and we're coming up with like the plans and, you know, exhausted trying to prep at the last minute. But we did a really good job of, you know, having pre-production meetings and going over schedules and expectations and kind of going at a certain pace. And the fact that we, you know, got in and everyone knew their jobs and we finished right at 6:15 was like really impressive. Like I said, you were a great tone setter. Like you got the crowd engaged and giggling and stuff right off the bat. So it kind of got everyone to ease up and want to interact with us. And yeah, there was a lot of great engagement, and it was a lot of fun. We're getting better and better every year.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much more I can add to what Zeus said. I think one thing that was great was being able to get in here early. You know, doors opened yesterday, at 1 o'clock? We're on at 4:30, 4:45. You know, the turnout was, in my opinion, was better than what we were kind of going into anticipating it, right? I mean, we already knew first day of the con, it's usually a little bit lighter. Today, of course, is the big day, and then tomorrow is all the stragglers who smell really bad. But no, I think it's going to afford us some more time to actually go downstairs and engage with people more today before we all leave. So, oh, there's the Riddler.
Oh, the Riddler's back.
No boy.
Oh boy.
He did not talk in riddles. He's very direct.
You think he washed that suit?
I don't think he washed the suit.
Do you think he changed out of the suit? Do you think he slept in it?
I think
He slept here?
he probably just slept here.
He just found a stall and tucked up his legs. He was like, all right.
Riddle me this. It smells like.
Yeah.
That is one of the best costumes that I've seen, but the Kingpin showed up there.
Yep.
I hope we run into him today. Is there anything that you're hoping to run into? I know we've seen...
You know what? I will say, in years past, they're usually all over the place. And yesterday was pretty tame. I guess they were all kept in their cages, but I haven't seen a lot of furries.
No.
So I'm hoping to see my fair share of furries today.
We're hoping for furries. What's the character from Demon Slayer that everybody dresses as?
Nezuko?
Shirtless? Yeah.
Oh, sure, it's Tanjiro.
Yeah,
no, not
Tanjiro.
Tanjiro. Inosuke.
Yeah, I saw quite a
few,
few.
I saw one
the warheads.
I saw about 4. I saw about
I saw
4
a few
of them
coming in
yesterday.
as well.
It's the ultimate flexing cosplay, I
Yeah.
think. If you have abs or you're in some type of physical shape to go with that. But yeah, overall, I think it was a very fun
Is that a
time.
Magikarp with a fishing net?
A what?
It's a Magikarp.
Oh, it is a
with
Magikarp.
fishing net.
I thought he said magic carpet.
I thought he said magic heart.
We've been
You would
really
expect
bad
me to
with
say
hearing.
that.
Yeah, I would. Shout out to the audience. They were really good with, all the racist jokes, everything that we thrive on this show. They were killing it with us. That one guy who angrily left. What are you gonna do?
Answer the questions better.
Answer the questions
buddy.
better.
Answer the questions, buddy.
Can't help you.
For that.
Can't help you. It's been fun to be in DC. It's always great to be here at AwesomeCon. We appreciate you folks for bringing us back. We hope to be back next year. It'd be awesome to even spread this out across, some other cons. Maybe up the East Coast to the boroughs. Maybe.
Get some apples.
Yeah.
Hey,
Big.
Maybe.
Preferably big.
Maybe.
maybe get a bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll. Orange drink if you know, you know.
A succulent Chinese meal.
A succulent Chinese. Get your hands off my penis.
I was going to say Lox Bagel, but I'm missing something now.
If you know, you know. But it's been great to be in Washington, D.C., and it's been a big weekend in Washington, D.C. This is Saturday as we're recording. There is I would say, big march on Washington happening this morning that we came across.
According to the Metro.
It was like, I thought I was back like in my Mormon church days when all of these, the white ladies walking out of a bagel shop singing We Shall Overcome.
Yep.
But, there's plenty of other fun stuff happening in the city this weekend. Cherry blossoms are happening. It was record turnout last weekend. We talked about that briefly on the show last week before we got into an hour of Muppets talk.
Yeah.
Nice. Fun. But sports-wise, this is a sports show, a sports network. It's been fun for DC Zoo. Last night was big.
Yeah.
With the Washington Capitals. We have not gotten to a lot of hockey coverage this year, but it's been a pretty fun big year in the NHL, and especially for Caps fans and Ovechkin fans. Talk to us about your feelings with the Capitals and the Zoo hockey show, the Zoo fake news hockey show.
Yeah, man, the Nats and Wizards are rotting as usual, and of course Jaden Daniels brought a lot of hype to the sports part of this city. There's a lot of attention on football and what they were able to do, and that just kind of took away from the fact that this Ovechkin at the beginning of the season has 2 left on his contract. This is the chase to kind of get him to break Gretzky's record, and they were expecting the season to just be like mediocre, wiggling around 500, and just trying to get this record. But Spencer Carberry has had this team on lock. They have been winning. They've been fighting for the #1 spot in the league, just back and forth with Winnipeg every week. Ovi just casually breaks his leg, comes back, and has just been crushing it, just goal after goal after goal every week. And last night, he tied the great one. He tied Wayne Gretzky for the 894 number. So, there's a couple of weeks left in the season. It'd be nice if he were able to do it at home and end it on a hat trick. I would have been mad if I was here and didn't get to see that in person, but thankfully I got spared for that. But yeah, 1 goal away, and it's electric, and he's got a whole year left on his contract. So that number is just going to go up. It's going to break 900, and good luck to the next person that tries to do that, and to do it all with one team as well. It's been all Washington, all Capitals. Man.
And it's been insane to kind of follow because, like you said, he broke his leg at one point in the season. I assumed, I was like, okay, he's not going to break the record this year.
Yeah.
Like, he's at this age, he's probably going to slow down. He'll probably break it next year, retire. It's a great way to go
record,
out.
not his leg.
Yeah, break the record. Yeah, the record, not his leg. But for him to not only come back and still have a shot at breaking.
Hatsune Miku over here is freaking out about something.
Breaking the record. He's got a shot at breaking the record. He's going to break the record now, and still have another season left on a contract that I would probably think of as like a farewell season. Yeah, farewell tour. It's an insane year. It's one of the greatest seasons I've gotten to see from like a veteran sports legend, everything. It's really awesome. It's really awesome that it's happening in this city. Do you think the Capitals are a contender to win it all this year? Or is this still going to be like, we're going to get in there, it's going to be like the Florida Panthers?
Had you asked me that a couple of weeks ago, I would have said yes, but the way that they've been performing recently, like against Carolina, against Winnipeg, there's been, like, when they're going up against good teams, they have been struggling here on the stretch, and playoff hockey's always a different game. Maybe they are kind of dialing it back a little bit, knowing that, playoffs are around the corner. Their starting goalie, Logan Thompson, just had an upper body injury. They're guessing concussion because hockey doesn't really give out things like that. So will he be available? It should just be a couple of weeks. So playoff hockey is different. I feel like they have a chance of at least, winning the first round, but it's a lot of good competition, so it could go anyway. But yeah, if they made it back to the cup just to wrap things up, that'd be incredible.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Now, I'm going from one number 8 in Ovechkin to another number 8 that you brought up in Lamar Jackson. I'm very curious about, because I saw it just, briefly in a headline about Lamar Jackson and Dale Earnhardt Jr. being in a schism, in a scuttlebutt of sorts, over the number 8 and the use of it in trademarking. So what's happening with that? What did you see?
So on Friday on social media it was announced that the right to use a stylized version of the number 8 is kind of up for debate. So like Dale Earnhardt Jr. has that like italicized number 8, and I guess he's trying to trademark it, or he has trademarked it. But now Lamar Jackson's trying to like go and get suing him to be able to pretty much do the same thing. And I believe he also has like litigation out against Troy Aikman, because I think Troy Aikman has something similar. But so he's going after 2 heavy hitters. He's not like going after some random number 8. Like you're going after 2 of the biggest names in their respective sport areas. Is it like the jersey number 8, or is it like his own brand?
I think it's like his own brand.
It's that stylized number 8 that you see like on the side of the car that they secured. They secured rights to it. And of course, Lamar Jackson's like, no, I've worn number 8 since college. It's like I want to use it.
But Dale Jr.'s been going for longer than Lamar Jackson's been alive.
And I would argue, you could argue that Dale Earnhardt Jr. bigger than Lamar. I'd probably say
arguably, yeah.
I'd say Dale Earnhardt Jr. is bigger than Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
So like any kind of judge would be like, nah, get out of here.
Right.
No.
It's not I love Lamar Jackson. He's one of my favorite football players right now. If I were a Ravens fan, I'd be ecstatic over him. But
we have Jaden.
And I'm a little bit biased to Dale Earnhardt Jr. because he is a Commanders super fan.
Yeah.
He's been a Washington super fan.
I'm sorry, Hatsune Miku over here is still freaking out.
I really want to know if anybody else can hear this right now.
They are very loud. This happens every year.
I feel like they just opened a pinata. Like they finally cracked it to pick up the candy pieces.
You think she just found out there's cheeseburgers here? Whoops.
Hey-oh.
Sorry.
This does bring up something that I've just impromptu happen, and in post-production we can throw it to the top 5 sounder. I have top 5 number 8s now in sports. So hit that top 5.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is the 323's Top 5.
Oh shit, here we go again.
And now we're back. Top 5 number 8s in sports. Off the top of my head, and I can filibuster for you guys if you have to think about it, but I can give you off the bat, I'm going to go just to see where Lamar Jackson ranks in all of this, and I'm probably going to miss a lot. You guys will be able to help me as if you research or do any of this. Number 5 on the top 5 number 8s in the history of sports. For me, Troy Aikman, number 5, fanfare.
Almost got hurt.
Yeah, Troy Aikman at number 8. Great. Okay, I'm not even gonna say great. Maybe it's a hot take. Maybe it's gonna get the Cowboys fans hating. But Aikman was a really good quarterback. He was, part of that dynasty era. But if you look at his stats, Brothers going up there with like Ryan Fitzpatrick. And we're not talking about like 70s Terry Bradshaw, Joe Namath, all of that shit. Like, Aikman was close enough to the modern era where, he relied on Emmitt Smith. He rode Emmitt Smith's coattails. He got all the aid from Michael Irvin. It was one of the greatest teams in the history of sports, were those 90s, 80s Dallas Cowboys. So, but, it doesn't take away from Troy Aikman's greatness at the position. And, he was efficient enough and wore the number 8 well. I got Aikman at 5. Number 4, now this is where the litigation starts to happen.
I got my 5, by the way.
Oh, shit, this is crazy.
On these lists, there's only 2 that I know.
Oh, wow. So, number 4, I have Lamar Jackson. He's not quite like, I need that career. I need that championship. I need a Super Bowl here. I need Lamar to get a Super Bowl, and then we might have something. He's got 2 MVPs, about to be MV3, I'm sure, at some point. But right now, at this point in his career, I can only have him at number 4. I'll still have him over Troy Aikman because I think he's a better quarterback than Troy Aikman was. But in terms of all-time number 8s, Lamar's right there, number 4. Number 3, Dale Earnhardt Jr. What can we say? I don't really watch NASCAR, but that's the one I know. Son of greatness, greatness on his own, to live up to that legend of senior, praise Dale, raise Hail, something.
He's God's driver now.
That's God, I know that was God's driver.
He's God's Uber driver now.
That'd be a fun Uber to have Dale Earnhardt Sr. as your Uber driver. Top 5 Uber drivers. Dale Jr., easy number 3 there. Number 2 for me, Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant wore number 8 for the first half of his career. Now, it's his controversial number. He wore it to kind of get, he switched jerseys just to be able to switch jerseys. He wanted to wear 24 after. But, he also had some allegations that happened while he was wearing the number 8. So it's kind of good for a fresh start. But if you look at the statistics of Kobe's career, his entire tenure wearing the number 8 was a Hall of Fame career. Got that jersey retired. Switched to number 24, had another Hall of Fame career, had 24 retired. 2 jerseys retired by the Lakers, number 8, one of them being a worthy one. But number 1 is the GOAT, Alexander Ovechkin. Ovi is my number 1, number 8. What can you say, man? Like, the dude has been class. I love that he's played for one team, even if it's, not the Capitals.
Yeah.
The fact that you can have this long of a career, this illustrious of a career, he's got the Stanley Cup championship, which
should have been more.
And people can say, like, oh, he's only got 1 cup. The Stanley Cup is one of the hardest championships to win in sports. So for him to get that in DC and still be here and be the face of DC sports, it's an honor. He's my number 1 of my number 8s.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
You already have your
I have
list?
my 5.
Okay, what do you have?
I don't have a list.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Coming at number 5, a guy who has been the cornerstone not only in the professional sport arena, but also in college. Catcher, Buster Posey. Florida State, great. 3-time World Series champion for the San Francisco Giants.
Okay.
Clear first ballot Hall of Famer. He is amazing. Somebody you can really enjoy watching. Coming in at number 4, Brunch Time Kirk Cousins.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Give me him at number 4. I mean, known for consistency and leadership.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you want at number 4. Coming in at number 3, give me, you know what? I'll put Alexander Ovechkin on my list. I think this weekend you had to repeat for him. You really got to pull for the guy.
Now.
There's nothing more I could add to that. Coming at number 2, the Iron Man himself, Cal Ripken Jr.
Something's happening with this list.
Of the Baltimore Orioles. 2,632 consecutive games. Somebody that I really enjoyed watching. I tried to emulate on the field when I was playing baseball as a younger kid. So that was really great.
That is a big omission. I got to, you know what? Troy Aikman, get off my list. Cal Ripken Jr. is on number 5.
Well, if you're going to take a quarterback off your list, I'll put a quarterback on my list. Hall of Fame quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, Super Bowl 24 champion, and 2-time NFL MVP, Steve Young, the lefty. Got that monkey off his back, and he's coming in at number 1.
See, that is a really good one. See, this is why I needed the research first. Impromptu off my head, I'm thinking Aikman. Aikman shouldn't even be on this list.
No.
Aikman, fuck you.
Kick rocks.
Kick
Aikman,
rocks.
kick rocks.
White Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Get out of here. That was a very white. That was a very. Oh.
Captain Kittles. Keith Van Horn, let's get it.
Michael Irvin, I love you.
Yo, shout out Michael. Shout out Diddy. Oh, wait. Queen B, we made it.
Hey, Pete, I didn't mean anything about Diddy.
Well, yeah, so, very unseasoned top 5.
That was a very
It's not a spicy
unseasoned-
top 5. It's
No.
very safe.
Yes.
You know what you're going to get.
It's gritty.
Gritty.
Yeah.
Lunch pail guys.
Cut that top 5 list right out of the lunch pail. You have any to
Anyone that we didn't
That we
say?
didn't
Kobe and Ovechkin were the ones that like had to be mentioned. So that being your top 2 just validated me.
I win. All right, finally, before we get out of here, there's been a lot of NFL news over the last week. Yes, yeah, because the owners' meetings happen, and of course, it's the hub of greed and power and trying to get
Rich white man?
We're talking about getting an 18th game in the season. You know, I don't know how you all feel about that. It was not passed. It wasn't even brought up yet, but the talk continues to happen and continues to come about extending the NFL season by another week and giving 18 games to the season. Now, the thing is, of course, if you're for player safety and you care about the players or you think about the human body, you don't want another game added to the NFL season. You're just going to see more injuries. You're going to see what like Week 17 looked like this past season, which was a mess by all accounts, and a shit ton of backups, a shit ton of teams that didn't care about that week. They're just trying to get to the playoffs or keep somebody healthy. And you're basically looking at a preseason game in Week 17. Week 18, I feel like you're going to get a bunch of that too. Occasionally, you will get a week or a year where that week is filled with wild card races and people are trying to get to it and it'll validate it. But that's not going to happen as often as you're going to get the crumb bum years on these things. So I'm not for it in that extent. Now, where I will be devil's advocate against myself is, one, if we extend it by a week, we push the Super Bowl another week. 2, President's Day weekend. All of a sudden, we now have Monday off that year. It's all of a sudden, we have Super Bowl Monday. Forget President's Day. It's Super Bowl day. And everybody's got the day off, except for people in sports media, where we will have to then work that day and talk about all of this. But we have that. And also, people have brought up the idea of oversaturation and, having too much of a sport, having too much football, that you're not going to, you're going to lose some love for the sport. But I don't think you can get, if you're an addict, I don't think you can get oversaturated. If you're addicted to if you're addicted to crack, you can't have too much crack. Right. We've seen that in DC this weekend. You can't have too much football.
We've seen that with certain mayors of DC in the past.
Yes. Shout out Barry and Mary. Barry and Mary is the fairy tale version.
That's the Comic-Con version that's rolling around here somewhere.
How do you all feel about Week 18 football?
I'm okay with it if they do 2 things. You add in another bye week.
Have to.
And you cut down the preseason to 2 games. Because right now it's 3. Cut down to 2 games because it's already been shown that no one gives a fuck about the preseason anyways.
Well, no.
If anything, it's for the guys who are those bubble players who are trying to make the roster. They only need the only 2 games that really matter are those first 2 anyways, right? Because you'll get the stars coming out like game 2 or game 3, and then none of them play game 4 when they had the 4 games going on. So cut the preseason down to just 2 games, and then add another bye week, and then I'd be okay with it. But like you said, I think that's what they're pushing for, and I think Roger Goodell's even stated that he's been trying to look for a way to get it for being President's Day weekend, so it's more concrete. You don't have to worry about anything the next day, blah, blah, blah. So I'd be okay.
Yeah, I don't know if my suggestion helps with the President Day timing, but I feel like the first 3 weeks, all the teams play their respective games, and then throughout the season, you have more teams take a bye week at the same time. That way it gives the other portion of the teams more opportunity for prime time. There's less things to switch between. It's easier to catch the games that you want. And then you actually have 1 week in the middle of the season where nobody plays. Like, just take that time off.
Hey,
and have 2 bye weeks for everybody. One that still gives you airtime, and one where it's just like, shut everything down. start making your predictions, start doing your assessments and stuff. That could be like the trade deadline, is to have time for the people that you traded for to come in and allocate and get used to it, and then start getting a better idea of what the playoff picture is there, and then what your kind of priorities are. Like, have that assessment time.
I mean, you can even do what all the other sports leagues do, right? Maybe you move the Pro Bowl to that week where nothing's going on.
It was like middle of the season, so I doubt people would want to really.
I mean, I think you probably would.
Well,
I know people wouldn't want to. Well, maybe you make it to where it's like, I don't know. They can do a kind of spin. Like, it's like some 6-on-6 or 7-on-7 flag football tournament with like some of the lesser known, because a lot of the big names aren't going to want to come out and risk an injury in the middle of the season. But I mean, there's going to be some bubble players out there that don't
like
really
a rookie
have.
all-star weekend.
Yeah, like just do that with rookies and sophomores or something like that. I'm sure they can
have all the
figure out
practice
something.
squad members play.
Great, or just get some bums off the street and they're playing for a contract halfway through the season.
XFL.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what they should do. They should partner with the XFL, the UFL, and that's when they put their Super Bowl thing.
Yeah.
They put it in the middle of the week.
Have
Canadian football team.
Have their championship team versus whoever the current worst team in the NFL is, and that's where we decide, are the defenders going to be in the NFL?
Or there's this obsession with international markets, right? If you have a country like in Europe or something that's setting up a league, have that be like the International League week.
Right.
Where you get to watch football of teams being made in other countries. Like have like, one day is like a UK game, the next day is a France game, the next day is a German, like all these countries that they're trying to have like ties and stuff with. Like that week that US NFL isn't playing, just have them come up with teams and play each other over there and recruit and stuff. That would be fun.
Or we could do is take something out of the hockey playbook and do like the Four Nations kind of mock up and try to cram like a Four Nations kind of tournament all in the same week.
Maybe.
No. I
have like a Germany versus UK football.
Right, and you're not putting out a whole full football team. Like maybe keep it more minimalized to like a flag football tournament, but with like I said, just for countries around the world, so you can put players out there.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
There's a lot of options, and we can fix.
Roger.
We can fix football.
Just let us fix it.
Yeah.
Let us fix it.
The NFL is falling apart. We will fix it. Of course, Tush Push still going. Yeah. They're going to table those talks till May. I don't think they get rid of it.
I only have quick thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's the offensive lineup thing that needs to be called out more.
Right.
The way that Wagner and Allen were like, the offensive line is not lining up properly.
Right.
You don't have to ban the play, but the refs need to be calling it when they're doing illegal formations.
I mean, we used to see Jason Kelsey fully, head over the line and everything always. So I've got issue there, but otherwise, just stop it. Yeah. Just learn, let Frankie Louvu do his thing. Yeah. And fly over the line every single time.
Peters and Quinn handled that very well. Where it's like, we're not going to comment. We just need to stop it. It exists, and that's all that matters right now.
They changed kickoff again, so now it'll be something to the 35-yard line.
If it goes into the end zone, they move it. I mean, it makes sense. Like,
well, yeah, you get more incentive.
There's more excitement with the returns, and if you're starting closer, it's more likely to score, and then that kind of makes the NFL more entertaining. Like, they want these high-scoring games, and I mean, it sucks for defenses because there's nothing going in their advantage, but it's kind of what they want to do is have more opportunities to score, and that kind of sets you up for that.
Yeah. And outside of that, we've just had a couple contracts. Geno Smith getting 75. Myles Garrett's been told to be a captain and be a true leader for the Cleveland Browns. A whole bunch of little things, and we'll be able to talk about it more
Trey Hendrickson can't even get a contract.
Yeah, Trey Hendrickson can't get a contract while the Bengals president is threatening to move him out of Cincinnati, which honestly, I mean, like, who cares if they move out of Cincinnati?
It's Ohio.
The LA Bengals of Cincinnati?
Whatever.
I don't know, something like that. We have a lot that we will talk about on the show as we go forward to catch up on more NFL and NBA, MLB, NHL news. Everything is happening right now, and you can check us out on the 323 Network. Subscribe while you're here, folks, or go to YouTube if you're listening and subscribe to the 323 Network there. In the meantime, folks, coming from DC, pause. It's been fun. Thank you, Scott.
Furry? Pause.
Sure.
Thank you, Zoo. Thank you, Sarah, over there.
Taking a nap.
Thank you to the folks who helped out yesterday, and Travis Byram, Angela Panegua, Griffin Woolbert. You can see plenty of content that we're going to be putting out. Maybe even a Mary Tyler Moore parody with Scott.
You never know.
You never know. We're leaning in. Follow us. Thank you for being with us and supporting us. In the meantime, folks, stay safe.
I'm not saluting.
You can do your salute.
My heart goes out to you.